past is already gone. The future is not yet here. There's only one moment for you to live. Happiness does not depend on what you have or who you are. It solely relies on what you think. Every morning, we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. One moment can change a day. One day can change a life, and one life can change the world. The secret of health for both mind and body is not to mourn for the past, nor to worry about the future, but to live the present moment wisely and earnestly. It is ridiculous to think that somebody else can make you happy or unhappy. The way is not in the sky, the way is in the heart. The one in whom no longer exist the craving and thirst that perpetuate becoming. How could you track that awakened one, trackless and of limitless range? If you light a lamp for somebody, it will also brighten your path. It is better to conquer yourself than to win 1,000 battles, then the victory is yours. It cannot be taken from you, not by angels or by demons, heaven or hell. Suffering is not holding you, you are holding suffering. Be where you are, otherwise you will miss your life. All conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. Words have the power to both destroy and heal. When words are both true and kind, they can change our world. Better it is to live one day seeing the rise and fall of things than to live 100 years without ever seeing the rise and fall of things. Meditation brings wisdom. Lack of meditation leaves ignorance. Have compassion for all beings, rich and poor alike. Each has their suffering. Some suffer too much, others too little. Hatred is never appeased by hatred in this world. By non-hatred alone is hatred appeased. This is a law eternal. Everything that happens to us is the result of what we ourselves have thought, said, or done. We alone are responsible for our lives. In a controversy, the instant we feel anger, we have already ceased striving for the truth and have begun striving for ourselves. Let him not deceive another nor despise anyone anywhere. In anger or ill will, let him not wish another ill. Faith and prayer both are invisible, but they make impossible things possible. We will develop love, we will practice it, we will make it both a way and a basis. Let none find fault with others, let none see the omissions and commissions of others, but let one see one's own acts, done and undone. Just as the great ocean has one taste, the taste of salt, so also this teaching and discipline have one taste, the taste of liberation. Endurance is one of the most difficult disciplines, but it is to the one who endures that the final victory comes. Just as treasures are uncovered from the earth, so virtue appears from good deeds, and wisdom appears from a pure and peaceful mind. To walk safely through the maze of human life, one needs the light of wisdom and the guidance of virtue. If you meditate earnestly, pure in mind and kind in deeds, leading a disciplined life in harmony with the Dharma, you will grow in glory. If you meditate earnestly, through spiritual disciplines, you can make an island for yourself that no flood can overwhelm. Whatever a monk keeps pursuing with his thinking and pondering, that becomes the inclination of his awareness. No one saves us but ourselves. No one can, and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. If you are quiet enough, you will hear the flow of the universe. You will feel its rhythm. Go with this flow. Happiness lies ahead. Meditation is key. Change is never painful. Only resistance to change is painful. You must love yourself before you love another. By accepting yourself and fully being what you are, your simple presence can make others happy. An idea that is developed and put into action is more important than an idea that exists only as an idea. If you propose to speak, always ask yourself, is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? To live a pure, unselfish life, one must count nothing as one's own in the midst of abundance. The way to happiness is, keep your heart free from hate, your mind from worry. Live simply, give much, fill your life with love, do as you would be done by. One is not called noble who harms living beings. By not harming living beings, one is called noble. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. Nothing ever exists entirely alone. Everything is in relation to everything else. Love is a gift of one's innermost soul to another so both can be whole. He who can curb his wrath as soon as it arises, as a timely antidote will check snake's venom that so quickly spreads, such a monk gives up the here and the beyond, just as a serpent sheds its worn-out skin. Don't rush anything. When the time is right, it'll happen. Drop by drop is the water pot filled. Likewise, the wise man, gathering it little by little, fills himself with good. Kindness should become the natural way of life, not the exception. Train your eyes and ears, train your nose and tongue. The senses are good friends when they are trained. Train your body in deeds, train your tongue in words, train your mind in thoughts. This training will take you beyond sorrow. All experiences are preceded by the mind. Having mind as their master, created by mind. If you truly loved yourself, you could never hurt another. The world is afflicted by death and decay, but the wise do not grieve, having realized the nature of the world. Just as a solid rock is not shaken by the storm, even so, the wise are not affected by praise or blame. I do not dispute with the world. Rather, it is the world that disputes with me. Those who cling to perceptions and views wander the world offending people. Happiness is not having a lot. Happiness is giving a lot. It is better to do nothing than to do what is wrong. For whatever you do to yourself. Anger will never disappear so long as thoughts of resentment are cherished in the mind. Anger will disappear just as soon as thoughts of resentment are forgotten. Silence the angry man with love. Silence the ill-natured man with kindness. Silence the miser with generosity. Silence the liar with truth. When watching after yourself, you watch after others. When watching after others, you watch after yourself. In the end, only three things matter: how much you loved, how gently you lived, and how gracefully you let go of things not meant for you. I never see what has been done. I only see what remains to be done. Live with no sense of mine, not forming an attachment to experiences. The external world is only a manifestation of the activities of the mind itself, and the mind grasps it as an external world simply because of its habit of discrimination and false reasoning. The disciple must get into the habit of looking at things truthfully. Our life is shaped by our mind. We become what we think. Suffering follows an evil thought as the wheels of a cart follow the oxen that draw it. Our life is shaped by our mind. We become what we think. If we could see the miracle of a single flower clearly, our whole life would change. The greatest gift is to give people your enlightenment, to share it. It has to be the greatest. Just as a candle cannot burn without fire, men cannot live without a spiritual life. Ceasing to do evil, cultivating the good, purifying the heart, this is the teaching of the Buddhas.